Hey guys, this is Tiffany Stratton once again, and you're on the Real News Talk channel. As some of you know, I've been accused of racism yet again towards a black male fan by calling him boy during my response to him in the audience, and now people on the internet are getting the wrong end of the stick, thinking that it makes me a racist for saying what I said to the fan when it was just banter and took the word out of context. Despite it not being scripted, social media is on my ass again. No Diddy. If you think I am a racist, well, that's your opinion, because I may or may not respond, depending on how far this shit goes. Retronic Ice Cat, you know what the fuck to do. Toodles.
Damn. Damn. Dun, dun, dun. Just as you thought that Tiffany Stratton couldn't get a break from situations like this, she has now been accused yet again of racism. Basically, the reason being is that she responded to a fan on SmackDown while she raised her women's title in the air. And this black male fan said to Tiffany that she should keep the title warm for Naomi when she cashes in the Money in the Bank briefcase, whenever that is. And then Tiffany Stratton responded, "Watch your mouth, boy. This title ain't going nowhere. It's staying with me forever." So the way she said it, the connotation of the word boy resembles a racist term that was used against so-called black men back in the day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you watch the movie 12 Years a Slave and the Django, you know what I'm saying. Because obviously during the Jim Crowe era, they used to refer to black men as boys, meaning that you're beneath me. You're my slave, you're my bitch. You will always be underneath me, sort of thing. Now, do I think that Tiffany Stratton is a racist? She could be. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. She could be a racist. But do I still support her as a performer? Yeah, I support her as a performer. But as a person, I don't know, because I don't know her personally. So I can't say that I do, and I can't say that I don't, because I don't know her personally. So my opinion is that she could be a racist, a closet one at that. Because the first video that I did a year ago of her putting in the audio of this rapper battle rapping with another female rapper, she added the audio in her video when using the word black bitch. But it wasn't Tiffany Stratton that used the word. It was the audio that she pitched in the video. You understand? So it wasn't her saying it. So she got a lot of backlash for it. But people didn't give a fuck. They still bashed her for it. They're saying, why are you adding that in your video? Why you're hitting another black person? You understand what I'm saying? I think it was Jay Cargill. Yeah, she hit Jay Cargill when Jay Cargill was teaming with Naomi, but Tiffany Stratton was a heel at the time. So a lot of people were on her ass, you know? But Tiffany Stratton responded days later saying that, oh, she didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know? Of course you knew. But the minute you saw that you started to get backlash, that's when you quickly deleted the video. And the video wasn't even up that long. It was only up for like a minute or two. And it's just like, oh shit, I'm getting backlash. I don't want people to know that I'm a racist. So let me cover my tracks. But it's too late. Once you're in the limelight, once you're a public figure and you do stupid shit like that, you're gonna get criticized for whatever you do. Especially when you're using racist, derogatory terms towards another race. You're definitely gonna get backlash. People are gonna be onto you, crazy. But she was lucky at the time. She got off lucky. But this time, I don't know how it's going to play out. Because if the whole allegations of her being a racist is true, which we may never know, let's just be real, we may never know. They may take the title off her at SummerSlam. They may make Naomi cash in her briefcase and beat Tiffany Stratton for the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam. Just so that the critics can shut up and make it look as if she's being punished. But I don't think they're going to punish her, really and truly. Because if you think about who's running the company, Triple H, he's being accused of being a racist too. You know? So, obviously, when you're in a white-owned company, obviously white people are more privileged than the black people in wrestling. So there's no secret to that. So they might take the title off Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam and make Naomi cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, beat her, and make her become the SmackDown Women's Champion, just to shut the critics up. I think that's what they're going to do to save themselves, because they want to cover their ass, because the last thing they want people to think of is that, oh, they're defending an alleged racist in Tiffany Stratton. So just to protect Tiffany and the company, they're just going to take the title off her and make it look as if they're punishing her. But really and truly, she ain't been punished. She hasn't been punished because they'll make her cash in her rematch clause at some point, somewhere down the road. You know? Or they might make her go for the United States title. You know? Just to keep the critics sweet. But you know what's funny? You know what's ironic? The black people that are complaining when a wrestler of another race uses a derogatory term towards themselves are the same people that will turn around when the dust settles and hate their own brother, hate their own sister, kill one another over jealousy and envy. Now, do black people really love each other deep down? Or is it the only time they love each other is when another race attacks them? Is that the only time black people love each other? Don't worry, I'll wait. Because as much as we deal with external racism with other races, we also deal with internal racism. We deal with internal racism just as much as we deal with external racism on a regular basis, on a daily basis. We don't like each other. We hate each other. And that explains it on YouTube as well. Because you've got YouTube content creators killing each other, hunting each other down, murdering each other. You've got YouTube content creators, right, that are exposing themselves online, exposing their business. You got couples getting gunned down on the streets by another YouTube content creator over a YouTube beef. You just had another couple a couple of weeks ago when they did a Facebook Live. I think it was a guy called The Frenchman. Yeah, The Frenchman and his wife, Zaria. They were arguing and exposing each other for having herpes, STDs and all this shit. Being in the most toxic relationship that you could think of. Long story short, just as the wife was about to expose the husband for whatever he did in the past, he ended up killing her. And then shot himself as well in his car. Because after he killed her in his house, he ran into his car and then pulled the trigger and shot himself in the head because he knew that the police were onto him. So he made the move and offed himself because he had nothing to lose at that point because he knew that he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail. And previously, he's actually done time in jail. So if he goes back to prison, if he didn't kill himself and he went back to jail, they would have finished him off. He would have died anyway. So he did himself a favor. See, this is what I'm talking about. Black people hate other black people. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All this Black Lives Matter and whatnot is all an act. It's all a facade. It's all for the moment. Because black lives don't really matter to black people, really and truly. It doesn't matter to gangbangers. It doesn't matter to thugs. It doesn't really matter to black people, period. Because we are too envious of each other. We hate each other deep down. We just want to steal from each other. We don't like to embrace one another. The love is fake and the hate is real in the black community. So the black people that are complaining about another race using a racist derogatory term towards themselves and that are the same people that hate other black people. They're the same people that will be calling another black person a nigger, this and that. What's up, my nigger? Blah, blah, blah. Calling their female counterpart bitches and hoes. You know? So where's the love there? There is no love in the black community. It's all an act. So if you're that person, if you're that black person, and I'm not saying all black people are like this, so don't get my words misconstrued. What I'm saying is if you're that type of black person that likes to cry wolf when another race uses a racial slur towards yourself, don't get mad. Be happy. Embrace it. Because later on, you're just going to go back to hating another black person like you always do. You see me? When someone calls me the N-word nowadays, I don't even get offended. I just laugh it off and keep it moving. Because when you retaliate, that's when the devil wins. That's when you lose. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's all a trap. It's all a setup to make you fail in life. These racist people, right, have no life. They live a sad life. Do you know what the word racist means? Racist means that you're for your race and your race only. Let's stop the cap. Everybody's a fucking racist. White people are racist. Black people are definitely racist. They're racist towards each other. Asians are racist. Indians are racist. Arabs are racist. White people are racist. Everybody's fucking racist. Latinos are racist. Everybody's a fucking racist. So I don't want to hear anybody saying that, oh, I'm not racist. Oh, I have a black friend. I have a white friend. I have an Indian friend. I have a Chinese. Listen, just because you have a friend, right, or a partner of another race doesn't mean you're not racist. Because when push comes to shove, everybody's for their race. Everybody stands in their corner. You understand? Everybody has some sort of racist feelings inside them deep down. Why? Because it's been taught. It's been taught by their elders that came before them. Racism is taught. Racism is taught, especially by the females, because the females are way more racist than the men. So the woman is the first teacher of the child. So she's going to teach her child to be racist, male or female. She's going to teach them to be a fucking racist and have hatred towards another race. More so black people. The black community is so fucked up that we don't even know who we are really and truly. We just believe that we're black. What is black? Black is a color out of a crayon box. I'm not black. I'm brown. There's different shades of brown, from light brown to dark brown. Technically, we're not black. There's no such thing as white people. There are different shades of red. So-called white people are different shades of red, and so-called black people are different shades of brown. You get the drift? All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Not all white people are the same, and not all black people are the same. All right? So, back to Tiffany Stratton. Her using the word boy could have been taken out of context, or she may have slipped up at that moment, because obviously that was not scripted. When things are unscripted, your true feelings and emotions come out. And sometimes you don't even realize it. It just pops out your mouth from out of nowhere. And maybe that's what happened to Tiffany Stratton. So is she a racist? Yes. It is possible. It's highly possible that she could be a racist. Maybe she don't like black people. And if she doesn't, then hey, it is what it is. You know? Because at the end of the day, it's where you grew up and where you were raised and how you were raised. That's the mentality that you're going to have when you grow up. So her elders may have trained her to hate black people. Or maybe she may have a secret fetish towards black men. Hence why she came over towards those black guys and said what she said. Because she sees them as thirsty niggas. She sees them as slaves. She sees them as thirsty dogs. She's probably picturing in her head having them on a dog leash, making them bow down to her. That's what she could be thinking in her head. You know? That's how much she thinks of black men in particular. Or black people in general. I don't know. If she is, it is what it is. I don't really care. You know, it's not my business. It's not my problem. Because like I said, everybody's a racist. She's not the only racist person in wrestling. There's a lot of racist wrestlers. A lot of them. But we just don't know about it until it openly comes out. Hulk Hogan, he's a racist. Tessa Blanchard, she's a racist. You know? So, at the end of the day, if you're one of those people, if you're one of the hypocrites, and I'm talking to black people, I'm talking to my people, if you're one of them hypocrites that cry wolf when another race attacks you verbally, calls you the N-word, calls you boy, calls you a black cunt, black bastard, nigger, whatever, what have you, and you're the same person that hates your own kind, don't complain. Just be happy. Be happy. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let me get to the article because I've ranted far too long. So, Tiffany Stratton faces racism allegations against after viral SmackDown video surfaces. Now, Tiffany Stratton is under fire again, this time for a viral video that has fans accusing her of racism after an interaction with a black fan at WWE SmackDown. The clip, which has been circulating online, shows a fan telling Stratton, "You're about to lose that title. You keeping it warm for Naomi? Keep it warm. Keep it warm." Stratton didn't back down. She walked right up to the fan and responded, "Watch your mouth, boy. This title is mine forever." The video quickly panned to the fan in question, who is black? And the crowd's reaction made it clear. People caught exactly what Stratton said. Again, who is black? There's no such thing as black people. Nobody's fucking black on this earth. Yeah, exactly. Who is black? Anyway, the clip was filmed at a recent SmackDown taping with the Queen of the Ring podium visible in the background, confirming it happened just days ago. So I guess it was a week before they went to Saudi Arabia. But I digress. Social media lit up almost immediately with fans accusing Stratton of racism and pointing out the historical context of her words. Maybe she took it out of context. Maybe people are reaching. One user posted on Twitter, she was using boy a little too comfortably. Maybe she's a fan of White Dolomite. That YouTuber, shout out to him anyway. What did MAGA Tiffany call Jade again? Along with a GIF reading, yes, that's racist. Another fan chimed in, she's not beating the allegations, while others shared their disappointment, saying they had previously defended Stratton but were done trying. I honestly tried to defend her with the Jade thing, but ATP, I am tired. And of course, Triple H isn't going to do anything because he's anti-black too. One fan wrote, others expressed how difficult it is to separate Stratton's in-ring talent from her behavior, saying, I love what she's doing as a wrestler, but I can't support her doing stuff like this. She has to be smarter. She could be smarter by wording her words differently, so she doesn't sound like a racist, but I digress. Some reactions got even harsher, with one fan saying the remark sounded straight out of Django Unchained, comparing Stratton's tone to Leonardo DiCaprio's racist character Calvin Candy. Another fan pointed out that the US Supreme Court has recognized the term boy, hey boy, as a racial slur when directed at black men. This isn't the first time Stratton has been at the center of controversy. She previously sparked backlash over a video where she slapped Jade Cargill as a voiceover uttered, "Black bitch!" with Bianca Belair appearing in the background and laughing emojis attached. So far, Stratton hasn't publicly responded to the latest incident, but the outrage from fans shows no signs of slowing down. Who knows? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. Or maybe she may wait for things to die down. I don't know. Or she might just do a Tessa Blanchard and say nobody is perfect. You know? She might just beat around the bush. She might join the Tessa Blanchard club. But hey, check out this video.
Hold that title. You're keeping it warm for Naomi. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Oh, no. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Keep it warm. Watch your mouth, boys. Keep it warm. Keep it warm.
Oh, hey.
You see that hype? You see how hyped up these niggas were getting? It's like they were happy that Tiffany Stratton called them boys. They were happy. They were happy that a white girl called those niggas boys. You see how hyped up they were? But yet everybody's crying racism. Okay, I'm going to read a few of these because there's a lot of comments. Showing off her racism again, I see, but she fits right in the WWE garbage. Apparently, saying boy is racist or something. Laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah, okay. Come on, bro. Get educated. Now, this is what the word boy means. The word boy can be used as a racist term, particularly when referring to an adult black man. This usage carries a history of being used to infantilize and subordinate black men, suggesting that they are not on equal footing with white people. Historically, during and after the period of slavery, white people would call black men boys to express their racist ideologies and imply inferiority. See? I'll play it again.
Lose that title. You're keeping it warm for Naomi. Keep it warm. 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 Watch your mouth, boys. Keep it warm. Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Those guys were getting excited, boy. They thought they was going to get some coochie. They were probably horny at that moment. Because Tiffany Stratton came so close to them like she wanted to kiss them. So maybe they got a hard one. I don't know, man. I don't know what goes on in people's heads, but I'm just saying, verbatim. Peep this Tiffany Stratton fan interaction. She's not beating the allegations. As you can see, there's so many comments, man. The comments were booming like hell. Hulk Hogan. Yeah. See? You get the drift anyway. There's so many comments, man. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe WWE might not do anything about it. They'll just ignore the fans, because at the end of the day, it might not be as deep as people make it out to be. Now, I'm going to read this. The word boy can be considered a racist term when used to address or refer to an adult black man, particularly in the southern United States. This usage has a deeply offensive history rooted in slavery and the Jim Crow era, where white people would refer to black men as boys to assert their perceived superiority and deny black men the status of adults. This was done to infantilize and subordinate black men regardless of their age or accomplishments. It implied that they were not equal to white people and were fit only for subservient roles. Wow. There you have it. What's your take on the situation with Tiffany Stratton? Is she going to be punished? Do you think that she's a racist? I don't know. You be the judge of that. In closing, do I think that Tiffany Stratton is a racist? For the last time? Most likely. She could be, due to her upbringing. But she's not the only racist one to step foot in the business. There are loads of them in the business, but we just don't know about them yet, or we may never do. But Tiffany Stratton, she could just be spewing subliminal messages. Because the first video that she made with her adding the audio of a woman calling another woman a black bitch, she added that in there. She knew what she was doing at that point. But the moment she realized the backlash, she quickly took it down to save face. And everyone forgot about it. Until now. It resurfaced again. This time with her calling a black guy boy. Watch your mouth, boy. After he told her to keep the title warm for Naomi. Now, could that be her expressing her true feelings at that moment? Because it wasn't scripted. I don't know. You figure that one out. Doesn't matter who you support. Because just because you like her person or a wrestler that's another race doesn't mean you're not racist. You could still have racist feelings. But at the same time, you could be racist towards your own. For many reasons. And it's sad. But yeah, that's my take on the situation. Me personally, I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit what happens, whether she gets punished or not. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is at the end of the day. Because everybody's just going to whine and cry and complain. But at the end of the day, they'll forget about it and move on eventually and revert back to hating each other, as always. So this whole thing isn't long term. It's just a short term thing where people complain for the moment and then forget about it. No consequences, no repercussions, no nothing. Just pure noise. Just to make the other person feel bad. And then afterwards, they brush it off and continue doing what they're doing. Just as well as the people barking over the fence. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't be upset when somebody's being racist, because me personally, I don't like racist people. But at the same time, I respect an honest racist rather than a closet racist that pretends to like you, smile in your face, and then stab you in the back. Those ones are the worst people. I respect an honest racist that will just say how it is and be like, listen, I don't like black people. I don't like you. Or rather, a racist person just be honest with their feelings. That way you know where you stand. Rather than someone that just lies to you and try and beat around the bush saying, oh, I have a black friend. I have black people in my family. That don't mean shit. That don't mean fuck all. You understand? That has no merit behind what you're saying. You understand? So, yeah, at the end of the day, feel how you want to feel about it, but just know that Tiffany Stratton may not get punished and she'll still continue to do what she does. Because at the end of the day, this is the WWE. If she had said this back in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, no one would be making noise. Nobody would say anything. But because we live in a PC era, we live in an era where people complain about the smallest shit coming from millennials and Gen Z. That's why we have all of this corruption. So, yeah. Me, like I said, I just don't give a fuck. Because I've seen it all and I've heard it all before. And it's nothing new. People are going to be racist regardless. This ain't going to be the end of racism. Just like Black Lives Matter didn't end racism, racism is here to stay. Until God decides to eliminate it. So that's all I got to say. This is the Retro Kid, Retronica Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. You know what the fuck to do. I'm out. Word.